So, like one good thing about Python is if you are a beginner, you can use it. It's a very good language to begin programming with because it's very simple, clean, modern, has very clean syntax, very nice, very structured, when I say structured, I mean the structure is it has a very high quality structure. It is simple, but somehow structured. Okay. When we start programming, you see for yourself. Yeah, and it's simple. For example, when we say simple, that's a relative term. Okay. It's not as if it doesn't require effort at all. It's relative. When you say something is simple, it's relative. For example, we can say it's simple when we compare it, side by side with a language like Java, for instance, or C++. Okay, when we do that, of course, we'll see it as simple. You understand? That's when you hear that something simple, the language is simple. It's usually when we compare that we say that. Okay. For example, I can remember those days when we started programming in Java. One of the things that we used to also say then is that Java is simple. We used to say Java is simple. It was one of the the attributes of Java at the time. Okay. Yeah. It's simple, it's compiled, it's this and that. Because then it was often compared with C++. It was often compared with C++. Why? Because by the time Java came on board, C++ was like the most popular language for writing, heavy-duty programs, powerful enterprise programs and all that. C++ was the most popular. So since Java was being used to do the same thing, it was very frequent to find programmers trying to compare Java with C++. And in comparison, we used to say that Java is simple. Okay, but today, any new language that becomes popular, like Python, that is now very popular, because of that, you see people trying to compare it with Java. And now in comparison, we are now saying that people now say Java is tough and that C++ Python is simple. Okay. So I'm just explaining this for you to understand when you say Python is simple, it is, I want you to know the context. It's not like it's simple like reading the letters of the alphabet, but it's something you can easily learn. Okay. Yeah. So simple but powerful. There's the advanced aspects of it. No matter how high you go, you don't outgrow a language like this because you can use it to do beginner level programs. You can use it to do intermediate level programs. You can use it to do expert level software development. Okay. Very versatile language. Very, very versatile. All right. So we are going to do core Python, and of course, we'll delve into data analytics aspect of it. Okay. So now that being said, at the beginning of this class, I did explain that my aim today is to continue with introduction of tools. We had looked at a general overview of Excel before, and then we did descriptive statistics, so all that were simple things we did in Excel. just to familiarize us with Excel or remind us, those of us that were using Excel before, on how to use those common features in Excel. Okay. Meanwhile, I will give you we'll do an assessment on Excel fundamentals very soon. Okay, so I'll notify you on the date. We'll do an assessment. You will take it, and then the moment you finish, you will see your score. It's not something you submit for me to mark. Once you finish, your score will be showed to you. Okay, so you know whether you know how you did. I just want to do that I want to know our level so that we know how to move on. Okay, so expect that very, very soon. Okay, now back to Python, right? So for today, we are not doing much. What I'm just going to do, I'm going to show you how to install Python, and then we just play around a little in the Python environment. That's all. Just like we did with Excel when we introduced it. We just played around. I did a general overview on Excel, the parts of the window, and all that. After we finish with this overview of Python, if we still have some time, maybe we'll still do just a few things in Excel to tie it up, all as part of introduction of tools. I've told you before that as far as data analytics is concerned, Excel is a tool. Okay, Python is a tool. SQL is a tool. All these are all tools. Okay, and before you begin to use them properly, you really need to understand the basics of how these tools function. So to use Excel, what did I say is the first thing you must do? Sorry, to use Python, what's the first thing you must do? What's the first thing?
You must install it
Thank
in
you.
your
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you. So the first thing you must do is you must install it, right? Which means it's not likely that it's already in your computer right now if you have not installed it. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, it's free. Just go online. Let me show you. Let me open my browser. Free. So you just go online, download it, and install it. Okay. So I was asking when you say, see this Python.org, when you have a website with the extension of .org, a domain name ending with .org, what impression does that give you?
I was looking at organization.
Organization. Okay. Thank you. That's where that term originally came from. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that good attempt. Have you noticed that when you look at websites, sometimes you see .org, sometimes you see .com, and so on? Those are the two most common ones, right? Or two commonest. Okay. But when you see .org, the first thing that comes to mind is that it's not a profit-making organization. It's not a commercial type of organization. Do you understand? Do you get my point?
Come again, sir.
Yeah, it makes you to know that it's not a commercial organization. Give me the name of a popular church. Can somebody name one popular church?
The Catholic Church.
Catholic Church. Catholic is so big. I don't know if they have only one website. Oh, let me see. Catholic Church. Do they have a general website? How do you spell Catholic again, please? Can somebody spell?
TH.
Okay.
CATH.
Okay. Catholic.
LIC, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I want to see. You see, I don't really think Catholic will have a. Okay, here we have Catholic.com. That .com should be maybe their business, some arms where they do some something. Okay, I'm not seeing any. Okay, let's take some of these. Let's take Pentecostal churches. Let me check. Check Christ Embassy, for example. Christ Embassy. Okay, you see it's christembassy.org. Are you seeing it? Why? Because it's not expected to be a profit-making organization. Okay? Yeah. So it's not profit-making. Then now, let's look at a purely commercial something. Let's say UBA, United Bank for Africa. UBA. Can you see its website? ubagroup.what?
.com.
.com. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Python. Python is python.org. Okay. That tells you there are some free stuff there. Free stuff. Okay. All right. So downloads. So you can download Python from here. Download the latest version for Windows because the system, it has already detected that I'm using Windows. So it automatically brought me here. Okay. There are versions for Linux, Unix. There's version for Mac OS and so forth. So you just click download Python 3.13.2. Okay. Download it and then install it. So after the installation, please let's mute. Where is this coming from? Okay, so yeah, so please, if you have not installed Python, please do that right now. Download it and install it. Okay, so you can download or you can download later, but if you can do that now, you do it. If not, you can do it later. But let me show you what will happen after you have downloaded your Python, installed Python. Let me show you what happens. Okay, so after installing Python, you are going to new share screen. You see, when you come here, let me check something first.
3.96 something.
What's your version? What version are you seeing?
3.9.6.
Okay, so if you like, you can install the newer
Latest
version.
version.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
You can
Is
do
this
that.
one recommended or I should install the latest?
Yeah, install the latest. It can
Okay.
coexist with that one.
Okay. No problem.
So to get the version is very easy. You can even see it from once you just type search for Python, you see it there. You can see I have a Python. You see I have two different versions here. You can see I have 3.7, I have 3.10. Okay, so this is the one I use usually, which is still okay. So you can install the newer one, 3.13, which can coexist with your older one. So you can do that. If it's well installed, when you come to your command prompt like this, and you just do, sorry, you do Python dash version, it will give you the version number. Okay. Okay, so are we still there? Are we there? There are different ways you can use Python, okay? You can simply come here and just click Python. You can use this IDO. This IDO is the ID that comes with Python, okay? Or you use this Python shell directly. Do you understand? For example, if I click this IDO here now, it opens up like this. It opens up this environment, okay? So here I can type various commands, Python commands. For example, if I say print hello world, I'm sure we have all heard that statement before. Okay, if you simply echo that hello world, right? Are we there? So let's say I want to add two numbers up. I say A is assigned 23, B is assigned 87, and C is assigned A plus B. I want to see the value of C now. What do you think that would be? Print C. Okay. Are we there? Are we following, please?
Yes, sir.
Who got disconnected? Mr. Sunday got disconnected. Okay. All right. So A, B, C are variables in this case, right? A is assigned the value of 23, B is assigned the value of 87, C is assigns A plus B, prints C, it shows the results. If I don't even say print, I just simply say C, it will still show the results, right? To show the results. Okay. Now I'll be using the word assigned. Well, we are going to talk about operators. That's called the assignment operator. It's not equal to, it's assignment operator. Why? Because like here, for instance, what this does is that it assigns the value 23 to this variable called A. This line assigns the value of 87 to this variable called B. Here, this expression is evaluated, that 23 plus 87, and the answer is stored in C. Here, I'm printing or displaying the value of C, which is 110. Okay. Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to be sure I'm audible. Okay, now, all we are doing now, we are doing it in what is called the shell, idle shell. Okay, this like this sort of the console. You type one command, you get the result. You type one command, you get the results. Okay, you either do that here, or you can another way of invoking the shell, Python shell, is to go through the commands window, command prompt, and simply type in Python or just Py, and then you also see this shell. Okay, so you can do the same thing in this environment. Okay. So another way you can write program using these simple tools provided by Python is to now these are Python commands. Now these are let's mute please. These are Python commands right now. Okay. Why do I call it a command? Because you type one statement, it executes it. You type the next one, it executes it. Executes it immediately, just like when we dealt with, just like what in arrow console. Okay, just like having like what happens in the arrow console. That's what happens here. But if you want to use a script, remember script? For those of us that did arrow before, you know what a script is. Now, that's to say, if you don't want to work in a console environment like this, you can just click on File, click on New File, and then it opens up a window like this, an editing window, where you can here you can type your codes, okay, like the one we did before. Here we can do it this way. You can say this is a program to do what? Program to add up two numbers. Program to add up two numbers. Okay. What we are doing now, we are just exploring the environment. We have really not started in earnest. Okay. Just to familiarize you with this basic environment. As we move on later, it's not these tools we are going to be using. These are very basic IDEs. We're actually going to be using some more sophisticated IDEs than this. But as a beginner, you should know how to use this. Okay. Yeah. So I said what we did before. We said A is equals whatever. I don't know what that number was again. Let's choose any number. Let's say B is assigned 55. And then it was an addition. We are doing addition. Okay, so we can let's say C or the answer, or let's call it T, which is total, is assigned. Let me just say total is assigned A plus B. Print print total. Okay. Print total. Print total. Okay. So just adding a few things so that just get some basics as quickly as possible. Let's just do a blank print here. Okay, so look at this for instance. Okay, now after doing that, you save it. Click on File, click on Save. You save it into wherever you want to save it. I'm calling it addition 1. I'm saving it. So let's run it. Let's run the code. Let's run it. Click run. Click run module. Okay, so it's giving me the total here. Okay. This is the program. It's giving me the total. Total is 100. Okay. Total is 100. Why? Because if you sum up 45 and 55, you get 100. So this first statement, what does it do? It assigns the number 45 to A. The second statement assigns 55 to B. The third statement finds the sum of A and B, stores the answer in total. This prints, what it does is it prints, let me show it to you. It prints this space you are seeing, this space. It prints a blank space. If I didn't put that empty print here, this total would have been here, close to this line. Let me do it for you, see what I'm saying. Take note of the way this one is now. Just take notes. Then let me run it again. So you see what I'm talking about. Okay, sorry, I didn't modify anything before running it. Let me remove this and run it again. If you watch this now, this space is not here. I wanted a space here before the result is printed. So what created that space was that empty print, this print statement with nothing inside the brackets. Okay. Then the total is printed. This total in quotation mark is what was total quotation mark is what produced this one. Okay. This one, print total in quotation, that's what produced this label here. Then this print total, notice this total is the name of this variable that contains the sum. Okay, so what that does is that it prints the number, the value after adding what you get, the answer. So this total here, print total here, is what produced this answer of 100. Okay, so is everything clear so far? Is it all clear?
I have question.
Yes, please go ahead with your question.
And what if you want the total and the 100, the result, to be in the same line? How you do it?
Yeah, that's possible. There are different ways you can do that. You prefer that?
Yes.
I didn't want to do that for now, but since you are asking, well, there are different ways of achieving that. There are different ways of achieving that. You can say total. Okay, so you can do something like that. Okay. Can you see it? Let me space it so that you can see what I've done. Okay, so I'm leaving the old one here so that we can compare, right? That's one way of, I actually didn't want to do that for now so that it doesn't generate a lot of questions. So that's a very good way of, so to do that, you have to do a formatted print, and then you put the total as a label. Then the variable has to be within curly brackets like this. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
It's clear.
All right. So now, what did you observe about this line? This line. What's your observation about this line?
The observation about that program to add up two numbers.
Yes. Any observation?
Is this one is like a comment.
Thank you. It's a comment.
Comment.
Yes, a comment. So whenever you are making comments, or remarks in Python, you start it with what? Hash sign. So this hash sign tells Python, the Python interpreter, that this is a comment. Okay? Yeah, so now you can also put comments after a statement like this. For example, you can say,